Hello friends! Today we will play with a lot of new fun stuff. The star of the show is the new Ladybug Glow Krampus Eve palette that looks like this. When I filmed this it has actually not been revealed yet, but the color story is so stunning. I love that it's not the traditional Christmas palette that you think of when you think about holiday palettes, but it still has those Christmas and winter colors that you still associate with winter. The really cool thing with this palette is that in the middle of the palette you have a iridescent rainbow shade, so depending on where you put down your brush you will get a certain shade, or you can drag the brush over the whole pan and get a mixed shade. It's really nice. Since it is an iridescent shade you can easily layer them with the other shades, like for example if you take the black one you can add the iridescent on top of it and get a new shade. So if I have done the matte right, you can basically take one of those 8 mattes and apply one of those 5 iridescent shades, and I mean you will basically have 40 different options. That's really awesome, I think. Okay, so this is Smink from the future. I just want to jump in and tell you that if you are interested in just seeing the swatches, I will include them in the timestamps or chapters underneath in the caption. I will probably roll the footage I have of the swatches right after me saying this. Okay, that was all. Enjoy. Bye bye. This palette was gifted to me by the brand, but I did also pick up some of their new multichrome lip glosses because I found that they looked so cool and I felt like I needed to try them. I will try one of the glosses today and see how they perform, and if they perform well I might pick up the rest because they are just so pretty. I was really blown away when I did swatch them on my arm, so let's hope that they perform as well on the lips too. I will also try out some of the new Game Beauty brushes today. I was kindly gifted those. They look perfect for smaller eyes, so yeah, I'm very interested to see how they perform and if you can do detailed work with them. I still haven't decided what kind of look I will create today, but I think they have a lot of versatile shapes that gives you a lot of different options to what you can create on the eye. And last but not least, I will also try a new brand to me called Pudaier. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's a Chinese brand, but I'm not entirely sure. They sent over 2 of their mousse blushes to me, so I will try one of them and see how they look on the cheeks. I haven't yet decided which shade I will use because I want to see how the eye look turns out first, because sometimes it might clash too much. Alright. let's dig into the palette. So we are zoomed in and I will start to create a look. This palette contains 9 shades, as I said, and it has a lot of darker shades, which I really appreciate because sometimes I feel like a lot of palettes are lacking the depth. I'm very curious to see how they perform. My experience is that the Ladybug Glow mattes doesn't swatch that well, but on the eyes they usually performs really well. So we will see if that's the case with those eyeshadows too. I think that I will use as many colors as possible and possibly do a two-toned eye because I mean I can't fit all the shades on my eyes today, I think, if I only do one eye. Let's start with the red shade. That's what I'm feeling today. I will put it in the crease. Looks nice and pigmented so far. Actually way more pigmented than I expected, so I did probably pick up a little bit too much on the brush, honestly. Because as I said, those Ladybug Glow mattes doesn't swatch that well on the arm. I have never had any problems when I use them on the eyes. This brush seems to pick up color really nicely too, so that's a good sign as well. I think I will leave it like this and then do the other eye, but with another color. On my other eye I will go in with the bright blue, deep blue, because I was quite impressed when I swatched it on my arm and it was one of the shades that stood out to me. So I'm super interested to see how it looks on the eye. I mean, for shades like this, it's quite good that it's not bam bam pigment at first sight. So I'm not mad that the blue is not as pigmented as the red one, but it's still very buildable and you see the pigment comes up the more you apply. It's also pretty good if you can get a good blend here too, but I think that I will try to blend out the edges with some of the other shades. Yeah, in my book this shade is totally fine. It's not super pigmented as I said, but it still performs really nice on the eye. Now I will go in with the mauve shade and blend the edges on this eye. I'm a little bit afraid that it's too dark, so maybe my plan won't work. I did notice that the mauve shade was more pigmented than I was expecting, so I will actually just take white powder and blend out the edges because I don't feel like it will look good together. This is just a normal white powder, like translucent powder, and that works perfectly fine to blend out the edges with, and that's what I'm going to do now. This brush shape is really nice because it allows you to get more control over the blending, which I really like. The bristles isn't that dense, which makes it easier to control, I guess. And it also gives a more softer blending. When I add the white powder around the edges, you see that I'm losing some pigment, and that's fine because you know me, I do the layering technique, so I will go back with the red where I want it back again. This is a great way to blend out the edges when you feel like a palette is missing lighter shades. I feel like the mauve shade I added here in the front is kind of destroying it a bit for me, so I will see if I'm able to save it somehow. Maybe by adding some more red in this spot, I think. Before I try to save the red eye, I will go in with lighter blue on my eye and blend out the edges. This shade will look really pretty together. And I love the tone of it because it's kind of muted shade that you don't often see. And that gives me a lot of winter feelings, which is really nice. I have started to build up the depth on the blue eye by adding more of the darker blue in the crease and just blend it out, and it's already a big difference. I will repeat the same step on the red eye. I will try this brush because it has a really nice shape that I think is good when you want to pack on color. Oh yeah, see? You get instantly pigmentation when you use this brush. That's really impressive. I don't think that they sell those brushes as singles, but I will check that, and if they do I will write it to you, because I think that I will need more of this brush actually. It's really nice. Just see how fast I was able to build up the pigmentation with this brush. It makes me wonder if other blue eye would be even more pigmented if I use this brush. I'm kind of tempted to try that. So I will clean the brush in the brush cleaner I have here and apply it. Oh yeah, it's building very well. I should have started with this brush. That's why it's so important that you use the right tools when you try out products, because a result can be totally misleading if you aren't using the right brush for the occasion. I'm quite happy with this. I will try to even out the eyes as much as possible to make them look as similar I can, and then I will come back to you. So I actually ended up using the mauve and blended it straight on top of the red, and that worked a lot better. That's a tip if you want to use it in combination with the red. Basically you need a more fluffy brush, so that was the solution for me. That worked out better. For some extra dimension I will add the black in the inner part of the crease on both eyes. I actually don't think it's 100% black because when I swatched it, it looked more like a very pigmented granite dark grey shade. So we don't always need those super pigmented blacks in our looks to deepen up. I feel like this shade is really nice. It's dark enough and it gives a little bit of different vibe than a super dark black would make. We do the other eye as well. This little brush is great for those precise placement. Now I will actually add the red on top of the black and the blue on top of the black, because I want to just make it look darker, not black. As you probably can tell, I put up the eyeshadow quite high because I don't have a lot of lid space, but by adding the crease higher up, it gives the illusion of having more lid space. And now I will cut the crease. I'm taking a green eye base and just cutting the crease. It seems like this green base doesn't want to show up on top of the red. It's okay. Now I will repeat it on the other eye too. Now I will go in with the matte lighter green on the lid. I will follow by using the more dark green, but it's actually 3 greens in this. This is mostly to demonstrate the different colors, because I want to use all the colors. We will see if I can make it happen. So far it looks like I will. And now I will take the dark green on the outer corner here. On the other eye, this might not look as good, but I'm not sure how I will be able to present the colors otherwise. So I will actually take the mauve shade and add it here. This might look very weird, but if we don't try, we will never know. I will follow up by using the red shade. For the last part of the lid I will use the black. in the outer corners. To make it slightly less dramatic, I will add the red on top of the black again. It looks fine. I will go in with the darker blue and add it in the inner crease here. Now for the fun part. I will apply some glitter glue on my lids and then I will apply some of the iridescent shades. I'm honestly not sure how I will be able to pick up the colors, but we will see how well it goes. I think smaller brushes like this one I have here is better for that purpose. Maybe not so good for applying glitter glue though. I tried to pick up some of the blue and it seems to work well. We will take the pinkish purplish shade here. That works also very nice. I actually really like this color combo on this eye, so I think I will leave the lid as it is for now and try the other eye. Ooh, which colors are we going to use on this one? I think we start with the pink in the inner corner. Whoops, the pink shade is a little bit too small, so you can tell that I got some purple mixed in too, but it looks fun anyway. I hope that you can see how pretty this is. It's actually way above my expectations. Now I will take the iridescent yellow shade next to it. Okay, that was maybe not the best choice, but it still works well. Just maybe not my favorite color combo. Together with the pink, I mean. So I will deepen up the outer corners with the shades that I have been using before. The dark green here. Maybe a little bit black just in the very outer corner. I will repeat the same step on the other eye with the red. I will clean up a little bit around my eyes and I will come back. Now it's time for some brow bone shades. On the red eye I will take the purple. On my blue eye I will take the bluish shade. We want some inner corner shades. I think I will take the reddish yellow shade on this eye. And on the other eye I will take the purplish blue shade here. For lower lash line, I will take the green first here. Now I will go in with some liner. I find it hard to do liner work at the same time as I'm filming, so I will try to explain what I have done instead.
So first step is to draw a half moon shape on both eyes.
I did draw upwards like this, and after that I went underneath the eye and did a stroke and then upwards. I will also add another color inside here, so I will come back and show you how it looks like soon. So I basically just did repeat the steps by doing this rounded shape. I did drag the yellow above the green liner and then I did take the purple underneath the green stroke here and a little bit underneath here. Okay, so I added some rainbow lashes and some gems, and some color in my waterline. While I'm waiting for the lash glue to dry, I figured that I will apply the blush on my cheeks. I will try this shade. It's the 04. It looks like a very beautiful orange, almost a little bit neutral leaning orange, I would say. Or maybe terracotta is a better word for it. So I will try to apply it with a brush first and see how it goes. I think that a dense brush like the Rare Beauty brush is the best. I think this is the foundation brush actually, but I like to use it for sticking on blush. Dip the brush in the blush. Okay, since my look already is all over the place, I will go quite ham with the blush and do it underneath the eyes and over the nose and just everywhere. It gives a very natural flush, because over here we like to be natural. No joke though, when I do those dramatic eye looks, I kind of prefer a little bit more natural base makeup. So I'm actually not mad at this at all. So now we will try one of the lip shades. I feel like this look is already so crazy, so I don't think any of the lip glosses I got will look good with this look, but we will give it a try. Can you see that shift? Oh wow, wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. I really hope that you can see the shift in the camera, because it's green, it's yellow, it's gold, it's pink, it's orange. Oh gosh, that lip color doesn't look good with this look at all. Yeah, it's quite horrible. Yeah, I don't like this lip color with this look, but the lips are really fun. I will try to switch over to something more neutral, because I'm not into this combination with the eyes and the lips. I know what you're thinking. This look was never very easy to wear anyway, but I feel like I can kind of get away with this look wearing a more neutral lippy. Maybe it's just what I feel, but don't tell it to me. Don't tell it. Let me think that. Now I will try to swirl the highlighter from the palette, the Krampus Eve palette, and apply it on my cheeks. And see how it works. Ooh, it's sparkly, it's pretty, it's sparkly and pretty. Give me all the sparkle. Give me all the sparkle. I feel like a TikToker right now. Ooh, look at the glow! Look at the glow! Oh, I'm insane. It's as if this wasn't enough, I will add some fun color on my lower lashes. I'm thinking about adding white, but I will see what happens. So the look is done. I will show you some close-ups, and then I will discuss my thoughts about the products, at least my first impressions, because all of the products I used today was new, except for the mascara and lip products and base products. So let's go through everything that I have used today. First we can start with the brushes from Game Beauty. I mean, I use quite expensive brushes, as I have mentioned in my other videos, but those performs really well. I also like that they have this kind of handle where you can fit your fingers, which makes it really easy to hold and apply to the eye. I also like that they are a little bit longer. The longer the handle is, the easier it is to get precision in your eyes, in your application, I mean. I didn't expect much from them, to be honest, because Game Beauty are more specialized at doing eyeshadows and highlighters and other kinds of products, makeup products, and not brushes. But I have to say that some of those brushes I can totally see myself using at an everyday basis. For example, the E08, this one, This packs on the eyeshadow so perfectly on the eyes, and I think that you could tell that in the demo when I created this look, that at first I wasn't that impressed with the eyeshadows, but then I did go in with this brush and then suddenly all the pigment did get picked up. So that's why I mentioned how important it is to actually have the right tools when you try out eyeshadows to get a correct picture of them. I also really liked the bigger blending brush. I mean, it's a pretty normal blending brush, but I think that it's always very useful for having them in your collection. I really enjoyed this smaller blending brush because it isn't that dense to the touch, and it's really easy to blend out the edges with that brush. This smaller detail brush is definitely a brush I will use on a daily basis because it's so small, it's so easy to put in the crease underneath eyes for small details that I like to do. And also this brush, I usually doesn't like those kinds of shapes, but it is a good slanted brush because it's not too harsh on the eyes. You can use it to cut the crease, you can use it underneath eyes, you can probably use it for eyeliner too. So all in all, I'm really impressed with those brushes. Then we have the multichrome lip gloss from Ladybug Glow. I really enjoyed it. The formula seemed very solid, very nice, opaque, and super shifty, which I totally didn't expect because normally when you get those kinds of products, they aren't that opaque and not very impactful, to be honest, but this was impactful from the first swipe, which surprised me a lot. Now I didn't love it together with this look, which is quite understandable because it's so much happening on my eyes today, but I will definitely go back and try the other shades and try this one with another look and see how I feel about it. But I already now understand that it's a great formula and I want the other shades as well. Then we have those beautiful rainbow lashes from Crystal Cosmetics. I really enjoy the lashes from Crystal Cosmetics. They are high quality, you can use them several times before they break. I have nothing bad to say about it really. They are really pretty and I like them. Then the palette. I enjoy it, it's really pretty, pigmentation is there, some of the shades you need to build up, but as I mentioned earlier, if you have the right brush from the beginning, you maybe don't need to build up them that much. So it's all about how you apply the eyeshadows, I will say. I really enjoyed that we have a iridescent highlighter shade because it gives you so many options, way more options than if you would have like 2 or 3 more shimmers, because since it is 5 iridescent shades in one pan, you can get so many different shades out of it, especially if you top them on top of matte shades. I really like that you can use the highlighter on the cheeks. It's quite blinding, as you can tell, really pretty. So if you are into this color story, I will say go for it. I will definitely try this palette more. And last but not least, the blush from Pudaier. It looks really pretty. I like the moussey kind of formula. It blends well on the cheeks and the color is really pretty too. I noticed that my foundation is a little bit cakey, but I think it's because I did try to remove my fallout underneath the eyes, so I don't think it's anything with the blush to do, but I will try it again and see how it looks next time. If you want to know more about the details for the products I used in this look, I will leave it down in the caption. Before you go, I want to know if you are planning to pick up this palette or isn't it your jam? Let me know in the comments. I'm super excited and grateful that you decided to hang with me here today, and I hope that I will see you in my next one. Feel free to subscribe if you are into indie makeup and colorful makeup in general, because we will have a lot of fun over here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And the look is done. How do I look?